Alright guys, today's goal is to solve and justify equations with variables on both sides. Same thing we did yesterday, it's just a little more practice before today's quiz. First thing I want you guys to do is please go ahead and copy down the problem on the board. We're going to talk about how do we solve this, what are we working with, how do I justify what I did. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and distribute 3 times 2z, 3 times negative 5. I get 6z minus 15 equals 4z. Now I'm going to move my z's from left to right. Why? Because I feel like it. So I subtract 6z from both sides. And I get negative 15 equals negative 2z. Now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. I get 15 over 2 equals z. That's my final answer. Now I need to identify what happened from here to here, here to here, and here to here. Okay? My first move, I distributed. My second move, I subtracted 6z. Third move, I divided by negative 2. So when I start justifying this, I start with number 1. Number 1 is always given. It doesn't matter how complex the problem is, doesn't matter what I'm doing. I always have to start off with something they gave me, otherwise I can't prove anything from it. Step 2 is going to be the distributive property. I'm going to abbreviate distributive, it's DIST, and property as prop. Step 3 is going to be the subtraction property of equality. Again, I'm going to abbreviate this just for the sake of, well, time, really. Step 4 will be, anybody take a guess? Hopefully you're right. Step 4 is definitely going to be the division property of equality. Reason for this, guys, we always justify what we do just because it makes us certain, makes us positive that what we're doing is actually allowed. If we can't justify a step we took, then there's no reason to take that step. It's not mathematically accurate. Go ahead, if you guys need a few seconds to catch up, pause the video, push play when you guys are ready to move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first problem we're going to work on today. This time, I want you to take the t's, move them from left to right, and then justify. So when you solve, put all your t's on the left side and justify when you're done. That should take you guys no more than 5 minutes. Go ahead, pause the video, get to work, make sure everybody's on the same page, and when you guys are ready to move on, push play. Alright, so now that we're done with that problem, let's move on to the next one. Again, this is just a series of practice problems, guys. Every time we look at it, we're going to add a little bit more, all we're going to do is solve each one of these when they come up. This time around, though, I want you to move the g's from the right to the left. So everything's going to end up on the left-hand side here. Again, once you're done, justify what you're doing. Once you're done solving it, justify what you've done. Go ahead, pause the video, push play when you guys are ready to move on. Alright, this time around what I want you guys to do for me, if you don't mind, is I want you to move the d's from left to right again. And once you're done, I want you to justify your solution method. Same process as before, just go ahead, pause the video, push play when you guys are ready to move on. Alright, this is starting to get pretty darn monotonous for me. All I'm doing is saying the same thing over and over again, don't you know? What I want y'all to do this time is go ahead, I don't care which direction you go. You could go this way, you could go that way, I don't care. I just need you to solve it and justify it, please. Solve and justify. It ain't that complicated, don't you know? Solve and justify, and then we'll be happy. go ahead and pause the video and push play whenever you're ready to move on. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, children of all age, what I want y'all to do this time is go through and I want you to solve and justify. But this time I need y'all to solve in two different ways. I need you to solve by taking all them F's and moving them from left to right. And then I need you to go back through and solve by taking all them F's and moving them from right to left. So first time we move them from left to right, and second time we move them from right to left. After that, what I want you to do is go ahead and justify. I don't care which method you choose to justify, but you must justify at least one method. That's all I'm asking you to do. Go ahead and pause this here video and push play when y'all are ready to move on. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, children of all ages. What I would like you to do on this one, you guessed it, I need you to move the F's from left to right. I need you to move the F's from right to left. Solve it in two ways. One more time, solve it in two ways. I do not need you to justify this one, just solve it in two ways. Once you are done, well, before you get started, push pause. Once you are done, go ahead and push play again and we will move on.